Actually doing really well. Glad to be getting in here to game two of our best of five series here in the grand finals of the Riot Turkey International Invitational. It's DragonBorns going up against the Samurai and Jeans. And I gotta ask you for some thoughts on this team composition because it's a little bit different than what we saw last time around. Do you think that we're gonna have the same effect here from Samurai and Jeans, just having a lot of peel for their AD carry, even though we don't have a Thresh, we don't have a Nunu like we saw last game?
Yeah, well, they've got a lot of peel, but this time they also have a lot of diving potential. It kind of works both ways, and they may just be relying on Vayne to act a lot more solo. Not necessarily literally solo or one-on-one, but allowing kind of Fizz to dive in the middle, Malphite to dive in the middle, and then just maybe dedicate one or two people to keeping her alive. Vayne is inherently a very slippery carry, and so long as she's not being dived too heavily because the divers are being forced to deal with being dived themselves, then she will actually do okay for herself because she can just kind of roll around, make sure people are in the right place, condemn, you know, etc, etc, silver bolts. So could be a good setup for them. It's gonna obviously depend on the laning phase. It's very much a common thing to see a Vayne get shut down, but it looks like she's going to be laning against Ezreal, and Rapid, that's not the best matchup for Ezreal.
This is a really good play here by DragonBorns. They know they read the 2v1 already. They're like, hey, you know what? We expect them to go 2v1 so that they can have the double golems advantage. We're going to take down wolves and then actually be able to go up there at the same time. They could have gotten that blue buff if they really wanted to cheese things out, but as is, it will be a duo lane in the top, and that's actually going to give the advantage over to Samurai and Jeans even still, because now they're going to have the blue buff, or the double golem disadvantage, but they made that back with a little bit of XP from wolves.
Yeah, I do have to say though, Vayne is famous for being a pretty okay AD carry against Ezreal, and that's not normally something you say, oh, I love to pick myself into pretty okay lanes, but she does okay in the early game, and she's Vayne. She scales incredibly hard as the game goes on. We will be seeing Young Buck up against Zac in that bottom lane though, so that might prove to be part of the reason sustained magic damage being anathema to Malphite's playstyle. But yeah, like I say, because the thing is, she's very good at harassing. All her harass comes from by the creeps, so she's very good at avoiding Mystic Shot. She has Tumble. It's just a very, very solid skill matchup, and we do see Nautilus in this mid lane hanging around. Not sure if he's going to go for this yet. Rapid is still casting from the stream, by the way. So, hello.
Oh, I know, I'm still here. Yeah, it makes it a little bit difficult, so feel free to interrupt whenever you want. I'll just, continue
Speaking
thoughts.
of which, we've actually got Nautilus going in with the anchor. Does actually miss though, so.
Scumbag Nautilus. I'm just going to assume that all ganks in this game are an attempt at, stopping me from any form of analysis, but as is, it's actually going to be a pretty low-key game. We have initially a gank attempt there by Virtual in the bottom lane, but really against these two tanks, I don't really think it's going to be a whole lot of action to pay attention to down there.
Does look like he may just walk into it though. Torn comes down. We've got the Ignite as well. The damage coming out. It does look like the flash has been forced. The Gob is going under the tower now. Unstable matter used, but he's going very, very low. Did not split apart, but honestly, he may have taken more damage there than Young Buck. That's gonna be not such a big problem for him. He's got the sustain, but it looks like they're just gonna take the opportunity to put some damage on this tower. Gob just gonna be hitting it. Same with Virtual. They've got that heals from the blobs when they want it, but doesn't look like they're gonna go for it. Instead, we're just gonna see them recalling out Gob now, actually just clearing that wave a little bit. And Nautilus actually now the one heading in aggressively, looking towards that enemy jungle. Power moving past a ward. He was spotted, it seems. Does check the Wraith camp, does see that what's up there, and we do see Young Buck still actually being harassed down. Shen still sticking around. Does look like Nautilus will be coming in shortly though, so this could be risky if someone stays. We actually see the ping coming in from Virtual. They both know each other are there, but we've got Zac could potentially come in. That was a blue ping though, so Virtual clearly knew. Does seem like they're going to be trying to take down Nautilus, but they just do not have the damage. Virtual going man mode here. He's on so little health, baiting out with the shield. But it looks like nothing is really going to come of this. V-Power is going to be pursued by Gob, maybe. Does Flash Torn comes across those V-Power now in a lot of trouble. Virtual goes down though. First blood picked up there. Gob has got flash, not going to be able to get it, is going to be taken down. Fizz comes in, there we go, splitting apart, Cell Division comes down, and they are going to pick up these bloblets relatively easily. Passive picks one up, and there we go. 2 kills in favor, and Rapid, I've got to say, that seems like a little bit of a strange decision-making process.
It was a little bit strange. The first decision I was a little bit skeptical about was Gob continuing to chase in there, trying to get the kill onto V-Power. I mean, he was down pretty low, but I don't know if that was necessarily something you really want to continue chasing on through there. The teleport burned by Young Buck early on to get himself back in the lane actually kind of set that up, because then that sort of alternated, you know, Gob's got to go back, what's he going to pick up, you know, how's he going to come back in the lane. It looks like he's going to go for a little bit more damage, probably for the sustain from a Hextech Revolver coming out as soon as he can possibly getting that. Maybe even looking in there for maybe a Spirit of the Elder Lizard, or not Elder Lizard, Spirit of the Spectral Wraith.
Yeah, the mouthiest of item names, because I can never quite remember which one is which. But yeah, that could well be an option for him. It does give you that you know, that selfish spell vamp, which is really, really nice to have, especially on someone like Zac, who's kind of built around having his health drop down, then go up, then drop down. Works very well with that. So we do see Zac now returning to that bottom lane, and we did see Xerath teleport in that bot, just kind of picking up farm and then leaving. And now we see this top lane, a reckless 62 farm, 54 on Ezreal.
So you can see that, you know, the 2v1s actually work, or the 2v2 in the top lane, the lane swaps, that's what we tend to say, is actually going pretty well. And keep in mind, if Vayne breaks even, or, you know, goes slightly up in CS, that's actually kind of a win for the team, in this case, Samurai and Jeans. The problem with it is that with the top lane being a duo, you know, obviously that puts a little bit less pressure on Dragons, so we actually could see maybe a more farm-intensive game, and then DragonBorns trying to pick up the win as far as, you know, contesting objectives, being that Dragon, now that they have that 2v, there are 2 players in the top lane. I think probably what we're going to keeping a better eye out for is the jungle pressure. We got Nautilus taking down that blue buff. He's been pretty huge this game, making that play down there in the bottom lane, picking up the first 2 kills for Samurai and Jeans. But is he going to be able to continue that? Because it's Xerath versus Fizz. They're about to hit level 6, and I guess they already have. When that happens, that's going to be a lot of attention to pay for.
Yeah, I completely failed to notice it, but you were very right on your predictions. They got Xerath actually ended up getting completely destroyed there by Coutard, taken out very, very quickly indeed. And I did not notice, by the time I heard the low health ping, he was already dead. So yeah, that's kind of telling as to how much damage those 2 have. And we do now see Vayne Nami returning to that top lane. We see the Ezreal coming across the blue buff. V-Power steals that away on the back of the dead mid laner, and Shen being visible in mid. So good setup there. As you mentioned there, it was... That's not the start you want, though, as Dragonborns. I mean, Vayne is getting farmed. You've got Fizz with a kill. It seems kind of like the sort of thing that might snowball against you. Actually, Reckless getting aggressive now. Has got that buff from Nami. Getting in with the tumble, getting in with the auto attacks. Bubble goes down, but misses, so nothing too much coming of it after all. They are just going to be trying to sustain through it. Hosan looks like he's going to be shooting for the classic blue build, though.
And that's going to be the damage difference between a blue build and a Vayne is about as great as you can get when you're comparing AD carries. Usually, if you build like similar items, no matter what AD carry you choose,
in mid lane, sorry, we've got Shushei actually getting the ultimate down on him from Shen. He's going to be trying to turn this around. Has landed the stun, has landed most of the arcane barrage, but he's not able to get the kill. And that's the Shen ult blown. Shushei's life saved as a result, though.
Yeah, Coutard has the flash out of there dangerously, but
at top lane, we've got Hosan getting aggroed on by Reckless. The exhaust has gone down already, though. Mover will get picked up by this barrier pop by Reckless. Going to be keeping himself alive. The teleport is coming in as well. We've got a Young Buck from the brush. There we go, and that is going to be picking up 1 for Reckless. Unlimited now going to be in trouble, but Virtual not able to get that kill, a little bit behind, and Reckless will be coming back in to farm this up. We'll get that sustain out, and I think he should be good to go.
My lord, Samurai and Jeans just do not die. Both Unlimited and Reckless getting out there with about 100 HP, or even less in Reckless's case. He got completely destroyed by that exhaust going into that fight, and he's like, I'm not sure if I really want to do that. And then you see the teleport come in from bottom lane, and it's like, oh wait, what's that? You know, we're just not going to let them kill that dual lane for Samurai and Jeans. You got Young Buck teleporting in, you had a lot of assistance there across the board, and if that's how this dual lane going, just imagine what's going to happen in team fights, because people think that initiating means that you leave the AD carry, but sometimes you can initiate onto the people who are initiating on the AD carry. You can knock them up with that unstoppable force and then just use all the peeling that Nautilus has as peel for your AD carry instead of just trying to get the initiation off on the enemy team. But I mean, if the rest of Samurai and Jeans are just strong enough that they don't need to peel for Reckless, imagine the kind of initiations they can get down even still.
Yeah,
this is going to be
now. We have the aggression coming down on Kautar. He was diving behind the tower to get onto Shushe. Virtual does get just to stand next to him while he dies though, so that has worked out pretty well. Virtual counter-ganking that kill, and we've actually now in top. Reckless going very, very low. Hosan going behind this tower now. They have got Unlimited in between though, so Mystic Shot tanking. Going to be a mobile wall here and saving the life of Reckless several times over. Does look like they will get out, but it does also seem that they could lose their top tower as a result of that. We do see Xerath kind of rotating towards that top lane. Reckless is potting up hard. Going to be trying to sustain himself off the golems and from the heals from Unlimited. It does seem like he wants to actually stay at the tower, not go back at all. Hosan has now come in. We've got V-Power coming in. Mover spots him out. Shushe is also hanging around. He's got a ward on him. Bubble on him as well. CC Train coming down on Shushe's head. He is dead. He is now in a lot of trouble. Hosan is going to be rooted in place. Hooked down, but he is going to get out with that arcane shift. Can V-Power follow this up? He doesn't really have any CC. Flashes in. The condemn does not happen from Reckless. The flash from both V-Power and Mover, and Reckless now continuing to trade with Hosan, who's going to be continuing onwards and build towards a Cutlass. Slam into the wall. Coutard coming in from the side as well. Nicely played there, and that is going to be another couple of kills for Samurai and Jeans. Virtual coming in from the side. Can he do anything here? Not sure he can. He is being chased by the fish. Can the fish actually put any damage down? Does he want to? Does look like they're just going to be returning to lane though. Very nicely played. The teleport actually coming in on this top lane. This pink ward has been warded. Shushe spots out V-Power recalling. He's hiding though. They have not spotted it. It does look like Unlimited is going to go down to the Arcane Barrage, but Reckless is right there. If there is a ward, not going to happen though. Reckless has been spotted out. Is going to be chased down. Shushe not going to go for it though. He's a little bit too slow.
Yeah, what are these teleports? I expected to see a lot of action from Shen, but the TP is coming in not only from Virtual.
Sorry, you'll see it in a second. And your
Okay, I
reaction
could see it
might be
coming
similar.
across the map. I was like, wait a second, that's an... Oh my goodness, Ezreal is a god. So, Hosan, man, if you can't pick it up in the 1v1, you just shoot an Arcane Barrage from base, and you're just like, okay, that's the way I'm going to win my 1v1s.
I have to cut you off again, though. We've got action in the bottom lane. Gob now forced to use that Let's Bounce. Going to be chased down by the depth charge here. They may be going under the tower for this, but Cell Division is up. I don't think this would be necessarily wise. Coutard taunted under the tower. Unstoppable Force as well. Fish goes down, hits both. Virtual low. Virtual going to get blown up very soon. Young Buck has to flash out of the tower. Coutard now very low. Does get taken out as well. Are they going to be able to pick up this? Wow, the Anchor AoE auto attack gets all the blobs in one hit because they grouped together, and that has gotten them a good victory there. We do see the counterattack now down. DragonBorns in this mid lane going to be pushing at this tower. They should be able to get this. Samurai and Jeans, however, are going to have a little bit more difficulty. Their pushing power is good on the creeps. It's when they hit the tower there's a problem for them. We do also see Reckless in this top lane. Shushe has charged the Locus of Power. Has got the stun, has got the Arcane Barrage, has got the Arcane Pulse. It's not quite enough damage though. He's on 60 health. Flashes out. Reckless escaping just with the skin of his teeth.
How do you...
Oh, there's another Arcane Barrage. There's another Ezreal heading for him. He's farming the golems again. This is what happened last time. Oh god, it happened again.
How do you... Reckless is weak against golems, and apparently these arcane... I just like Hosan. This guy, I mean, he's known for his Draven. Everybody's like, oh my goodness, this guy's Draven is amazing. But then how do you then switch to Ezreal and continually in the same game ult the same place twice and pick up kills? I don't understand. It's not even warded, Spuddington. Like what?
It's because he knows how he thinks. It's because he knows what Reckless is going to be doing next. He's like, okay, Reckless is now on like 10% health. I know he's got to build towards a Cutlass. I know he can lifesteal. Where's he going to go to lifesteal? Well, the safest place would be Golems. So if I fire my ult there, this is an off chance, and we actually now see some action coming down. Mover in a lot of trouble. We've got the dragon being taken. Young Buck coming in on that fight. Gob jumping out of the dragon pit. Now we have the fish coming down. Actually misses everyone. Shushay is on the side here. He does have his ultimate available if he goes for it. Countout is low. Virtual is low. We've also got the kills coming in. Stand United pop just at the last second, just getting that shield done. We've actually got the depth charge coming across. Ult from Hosan, but he's now got an angry fish on his head. We've got Vayne picking up kills. Double kill. That is not a triple kill. That's actually Nami picking up that last kill there. And another very action-packed fight. Coutard nearly getting picked off by Shushay, and it looks like they're going to push on towards this tower. We still have some stuff to be talking about here. We've got the aggression coming in, going on this tower. Doesn't look like they're going to be going for any real kills here. We do have Shushay putting some significant damage across, but that Q comes out. We've actually got the Unstoppable Force. We've got the anchor missing, though. Mover is still alive. He is so fortunate that that anchor missed there. That was so very, very close, and it does look like the push in turn has been stymied. We've got Shushay looking for this kill. All he needs is an auto attack, but he's not going to get it. Anchor goes across, does not hit. Coutard now getting aggressive in towards Virtual. Going to be putting down some damage. Not going to be getting it. Surely this is the end. Coutard is the only one in the mid from Samurai Jeans, but he wants that tower. Don't think he's going to get it, though. Reckless is pushing in that bot, though.
These guys, their team fights last longer than almost any other team fights I've ever seen. They just continue to, keep trying to pick up one more kill, or they escape with as little life as Unlimited had their top lane. Unlimited and Reckless just getting away with 0 HP all the time. Well, unless it depends on what you consider getting away, because Reckless has a problem, staying away. But when you look at Dragonborns, it's 5-13, so it looks kind of dire straits for them right now. Shen incredibly far behind, and being played in the jungle role means that he'll never actually ever get a chance to be the super tank that his team needs him to be, especially since he's going for an Aegis rush instead of for that Sunfire Cape, so he is a long way away from being effective, unless you just consider his shield all that he's being used for as kind of like an old bot.
Yeah, well, now in top lane, Hosan does dodge the tidal wave and the bubble, but Reckless could chase this down. No ulti pop, though, so clearly didn't want to go for it. A little bit surprised, but actually, Shushay was hanging around in the background. Coutard now getting aggressive on Mover, has been exhausted, but don't think it's going to matter. Ignite goes down, we've got the dot still ticking, and the stun goes down from Shushay on Coutard. Coutard now in a lot of trouble, does jump right through Shen, and does get out alive. So, a nice pick off there. Ezreal ult comes across, doesn't manage to land this time. Not quite this time.
Not quite. Well, 2 for 3 is a pretty good ratio.
Don't worry, though. I made a noise because I thought something was going to happen, then it didn't. But it still potentially could, actually. Shushay hanging around. Nah, he's going to recall. No worries. Do you have any thoughts?
Alright, my thoughts are that Hosan's Ezreal ultimates are the best. That guy is a monster.
Oh.
But, monsters...
He hasn't actually recalled. He's still hanging around. And we've got the V-Power coming in. We've got the Reckless damage coming in on Shushay. Shushay going for the stun. Doesn't actually land it. We've got Hosan now in a lot of trouble. Slammed into the wall. He's going to go down. And now that was a double kill. And they're going to push the tower. Now they're all dead. So if you have any thoughts, go ahead. Actually, they're going for Baron.
I was going to say, Baron, pretty much the next step in the rampage that Samurai and Jeans have here. Just amazing play by not only Reckless, but once again, look at his team. The unsung hero of both of these games is V-Power. He kind of pulls a page out of, there's this North American player on the new Quantic roster, or Cloud9, named Meteos. He just never dies when he jungles, and neither does V-Power. He just gets incredibly fed and is able to peel so well. Movert could probably
in a lot of trouble. In fact, Movert is. Coutard is going to be jumping right on him. Urchin's trying to get stopped by the Howling Gale, though. Mover still feel like he's just delaying the inevitable, though. Angry Coutard on him. There we go. Urchin Strike picks that kill up. And that is a very, very summary execution. What were you saying?
I was basically just saying that jungler is really, really strong there. V-Power kind of helping out Reckless, not only just letting him do whatever he wants, but helping out the entire team. I mean, sure, he's missed a couple of hooks, but the really big thing that he brings to the team... Oh, I'm a little bit delayed in my reactions, but Hosan's Ezreal's, man, almost stealing away the blue buff. He just always knows everything.
Blimey, I just saw Reckless going very, very low, very, very suddenly, almost getting killed, but yet again manages to escape with a sliver of health from Shushei's burst. So it seems like Shushei is just a little bit behind where he'd like to be. If he'd gotten maybe one of those earlier kills, these kills would probably be being converted, and that would be huge for his team. But it doesn't seem at the moment like he's got quite enough gold, so he's just not able to pull off those one-on-one pick-off bursts that he wants to. So, yeah, now is definitely the time where Samurai and Jeans can push really hard and start to take big objectives. Hosan actually being fought by V-Power. Wow, that was a train coming across from nowhere. Hosan now very, very low. Shushei going to get eaten by a fish, actually an earth, and there we go. That is another double kill. Coutard picks that up. And we do have Gob coming in across the side here. He's going to be jumping in, just putting down some damage, but Reckless is top. They know that that's commitment. Virtual is in that mid lane as well. He could be getting a little bit of damage on him, but he's going to be just backing out. Still no full bulwark, just not quite tanky enough to tank through it all.
Gob going a completely different build from last time. In the previous game one, in the previous game one, it was basically just like full tank. It was Warmog's Armor, Spirit Visage. This time around, he's gone for Magic Penetration Boots, as well as that Spirit of the Elder Lizard, or of the Spectral Wraith. I always get that mixed up, as well as some tankiness there, but a lot of cooldown reduction and a lot of sustain picked up there in his build. It's much more offensive, less so tanky, but it's actually really interesting to watch, and I think that as the game progresses...
Oh boy, sorry, Reckless is in a lot of trouble now. Hosan going to be getting out of there, just about able to keep himself alive though. Reckless going to be juking into the brush, keeping himself alive. Very nicely played. Did pop barrier a little bit unnecessarily, but putting down some damage there, and yeah. Stuff kicking off again. Sorry, I have to cut you off. You can't do the play-by-play. You're casting from the stream. The tournament client was being buggy. So, we now have the pressure coming in from Samurai and Jeans in that top lane. They're going to be taking this tower. Should be then moving onward. Shushei seems to have forced Young Buck off that bottom, but in turn, he will have to recall to stop this top push. The shield has gone down from Janna, but a little bit early, so not going to be blocking the full damage. Maybe it did actually get used, but getting shredded down really quite quickly here. We've got the Fizz damage with the Lich Bane, and we've got the Vayne with lots of items in general. And now Coutard actually jumps in and jumps out, just being the Fizz, just kind of playing slippery. Doesn't look like they're going to go for anything more. They're just going to back out.
Yeah, they were looking really like they were going to go for that hard engage, but they didn't really want to overcommit. This is something that we've seen in both games here from Samurai and Jeans. They establish a lead, and then they don't press it. They just back off and continue to solidify it, making it that much harder for their opponents to try to come back. And we've seen a couple of times that DragonBorns have been able to make some good things happen.
Oh, stuff going on in the mid lane. We've actually got Gob getting caught out. Bubble goes down. We've also got the Fizzle already used. Did Young Buck just... No, he didn't. There we go. Ensemble Force on Gob. Gob very, very low, but he's still alive. We've got the Arcane Barrage coming out from Shushei on Coutard. Young Buck is committed under this tower, but he does not have the damage to finish it off. He's going to be backing out as a result, and we are seeing Shen Solo and Dragon in the meantime. That's just going to be a minor thing. Ezreal comes across, doesn't manage to pick up the kill. Does seem like Samurai and Jeans may have overcommitted a little bit too hard there. And are going to be backing out. Reckless still farming himself up. A Storm has got 206 farm and a red buff to boot. So now Nautilus actually in a bit of an awkward spot. He's going to be trying to lock down Hosan, but why I do not know. Reckless is coming in, but he cannot afford to get too close here. There's a lot of danger for him. Hosan is in. Actually, Reckless now coming in. We've got the teleport in from Young Buck. Young Buck coming in, has home guard boots, is going to be chasing down Hosan. Hosan has got Arcane Shift though, so can you really chase him down when he's still pelting you with those Qs? He's got the cooldown down to what? 11 seconds, and then it gets decreased. But it does seem like he did know what he was doing more than I did, because he got that kill. We've now got Coutard going for Mover. Mover going to be using that Tornado. Urchin Strike picks up Mover. I want to say that, but he has been exhausted, has been slowed down. Is not going to be actually going out immediately. Virtual now going to be keeping himself alive with that Monsoon there. Shushei coming across. We've got the Depth Charge down. We've got the ultimate from Shushei, but it's not enough. He gets bubbled. He gets ulted. He gets destroyed, and it just feels now like Samurai and Jeans are just rolling around the map, killing whoever they please.
Man, Unlimited's bubbles, I don't know, maybe they just have unlimited accuracy. They are just landing across the board. Those Aqua Prisms apparently giving the rest of Dragonborns a life sentence as they just continue to land on them. And when you have Aqua Prisms landing, when you have Malphites and V-Power is just going completely devastating. He's 2-0 and 11, just keeping the rest of his team alive. There's just no holes in this Samurai and Jeans lineup.
Yeah, and they are a long way ahead on gold now as well. 8,000, and that's pretty significant at this point, especially considering a large proportion of it is focused on Vayne, and the other large proportion is focused on Fizz, the two huge damage dealers. Kautard is now at a point where he can just destroy anyone he feels like, and that includes Shushay, and most importantly, it includes Hosan. It's just making it very, very difficult to be anyone at all squishy. Honestly, at this point, he could probably just 100-0 Shen. I'm not a betting man, but he could take him down very, very quickly anyway. And Reckless, well, Reckless is just wrecking. I mean, he is doing so much damage.
There's just so many puns you can do with Reckless. I really wish he put a W in front of it, just because, holy cow, this guy is completely carrying basically every game. I mean, he's getting a little bit outshined there by Kautard.
Now actually V-Power, sorry, gonna have to cut you off. V-Power now getting caught out a little bit in the enemy jungle. Reckless going to put down some damage though, has popped that ultimate, has used that condemn. Tidal Wave comes across, hits no one. We actually do see the pickup on V-Power, and we see Samurai and Jeans losing a man for no purpose at all there. And Gob now in this mid lane. Nothing too much going to be happening though. It looks like Samurai and Jeans are just going to recall. Actually, no, they're not. Hosan going to be jumping in with that red buff, with that slow. Going to be slowing everybody down. Unlimited, actually they're going to re-engage on this. Fizz is going in. They've got Virtual on Reckless. We've got Fizz on everyone though. So Shushay is dead. Mover is going down. And Gob is low. That was a perfect re-engage indeed. Triple kill on Kautard. The water misses thanks to his own ability there from Kautard. I keep calling it water, it's ebb and flow. But we do see the bloblets going to be getting picked up there, and that is an ace on the re-engage of a 4v5.
The re-engages here, like you just said, for Samurai and Jeans are really what's winning them most of these fights. They'll actually team fight, kind of scrap around for a little bit, but they'll always sort of disengage and then force Dragonborns to come to them. Then they'll just re-engage on them, and every single time it just goes so well that you'll notice that with the surrender coming out there, Dragonborns